It's good, but not for all.
Wait a minute. You're going to tell me that you think a romance anime is not good enough for you? You?
Yeah, why?
It's your favorite genre, like you would watch this if the world was about to end, or if it was even the worst thing you could possibly watch in a season.
Don't you mean our? Wait, what's your point?
I mean, come on, it has all your favorite romance elements, the fandom rates are really high, and you basically go crazy every time they hold hands, man. Come on.
I mean, they do that with all of them. But that's not the point. Let me explain, please.
Yeah, okay, sure, whatever, man. Try to explain whatever you're trying to explain. It's not like you sat there and smiled the whole way through, huh? Whatever.
That was a little weird. But anyways, let's get into the anime. Let's talk about it. So of course, this romance anime follows the same path as others, following our main couple as they start to figure out how they feel about each other. First, we have the main characters, Ichikawa, who's basically described as creepy, lonely, and shy, and someone who lives in his own world. Then we have the girl, Yamada, the basically outgoing, kinda clueless, but extroverted girl. Now, I will say that I almost dropped it after the first episode due to our main guy, Ichikawa. This man thought that he was light, but without the Riz or the Death Note, man. I'm being honest. Like, listen to some of his first thoughts. But of course, I as well as the anime soon came to our senses that this is a romance and not some edgy show like this one. The show really ups itself after the first few episodes and actually creates a really good chemistry between our duo. There's plenty of good elements in the show, so let's dive into it a little bit. First, I really love the innocence the anime brings out. It's not really that Ichikawa has something wrong with him, probably, but he's just a secluded boy who people didn't approach due to his weird behaviors, like randomly laughing in the middle of class, or reading the murder encyclopedias that he has and actually seems to enjoy. As the anime moves forward and his interactions increase with our main girl, Yamada, we start to get into what would describe as a normal person in junior high. Yeah, sure, he dresses like an emo kid, but I mean, which of us didn't have that phase anyways? His demeanor changes from that of a lonely, weird guy to that of a learning of others and learning to interact with them. Little by little, he also understands that he is experiencing his first love, which I would hope all of us have experienced by now. You know, unless you're a shut-in or something like that. But anyways, like, if a girl like this approached you and only came to laugh at you, it's really believable. But when you see her in action, if she actually just did that to make fun of you, I don't know what to say. I mean, I think it will be the opposite of anything. Sure, he might do some crazy actions, but most of them are to divert attention from Yamada and all of her actions that just, you know, have to be so random and funny. Now, let's talk a little bit about Yamada. If there was one word I had to describe her, it would be airhead. She never realizes what her actions might lead to or what normal is in someone's life. Like, instead of saying there was nothing in the library, she started acting like there was a catfight going on and told Ichikawa to basically just keep up with her. Or trying to get noticed in the store because she's a model and, you know, they're not paying attention to her and she just goes and stares at them. By the way, this is all in the first episode. She's more like a Lillington's character than an anime, to be honest. But to be fair, that's what makes her more adorable and endearing. Although she might not be the brightest, she's one of the kindest around, always caring. Always offering some of her snacks or even trying to help when she has, you know, the time or when it's possible. Honestly, she's what makes the show work so well, as she is the main lead and also the one dragging him around. Most of the interactions would not work if she happened to be just another regular normal girl in junior high. As basically the first person that actually was friendly to Ichikawa, she soon starts to realize that there is more to him and that he starts to become more important to her than she thought. And little by little, of course, she grows to also experience her first love. I will say more, but it's better to see her in action rather than spoiling all the good parts in the show. As I mentioned beforehand, this show has all the romance elements myself and enthusiasts of the genre want. Only that here, the cool guy happens to be the girl and the shy girl happens to be the guy. The romance grows by each interaction they have, and it never seems to be forced or out of sync with what the show was trying to produce. So it is definitely good, and my words would not do it justice of how well executed it was. The only downside to this is that as an older person, this might not have been at the top of the list to watch, either for me or someone else or yourself, since it revolves around junior high school students. I do get why it grew quite a fan base throughout the season, and by no means should you skip it if you actually love the genre. It is definitely a must watch, and for everyone out there that skipped it, go look at it again.